Hey, welcome back to another episode of A to Z, starring me, Zero Rimson, as your resident Yang, and over there, or under me, depending on where I edit, is Aaron Chase, your resident Yin. Today, we're going to be talking about, we don't know yet. We're just going to figure it out. We're just going to wing it. Another day, another perspective from the two of us. Uh,
Well, this morning we were talking about the jokes and the confidence stuff, so we can get in on that if you're up for it.
that's true.
Okay,
You
this will
start.
be interesting. Okay. So I have this weird, I have this weird relationship with confidence and caring what people think versus not caring what people think. And
Okay,
that there are times when like my confidence is through the roof and I could give a fuck what people think. And I
right.
think that it's like naturally where I go to. And then as we've learned how environment affects people over time, when enough pressure is put on somebody, no matter how creative they are or naturally um, whatever chill they are, with enough pressure, you can kind of fuck with that mentality. I
True.
think that's what happened is like I didn't give really didn't give a shit until enough people kept making my life hard for not giving a shit. Does that make
Mm,
sense?
yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna assume people were supportive of you and your behavior.
Pretty much. I mean, so it's a weird thing. Essentially, I mean, as is everything. But essentially mine was like I I never viewed it like I didn't care. It was like everybody always told me that I acted like I don't care what people think. And then I thought about it. Like literally somebody saying, "Hey, you don't care what people think," made me think about thinking about what other people think. And I guess I don't. Like I think okay, so this is where it gets kind of meta. Because overall,
Before you keep
honestly,
going, Harrison said, "What's hard and goes on forever and ever." I'm listening, Harrison. Okay, what were you saying?
I got nothing on that. It goes on forever and ever. Space? No, space isn't hard.
A
A road.
road, Harrison. Killing it again, Harrison. Killing it
Look
again.
again. I feel like roads have ends. I feel like roads have very specific. Okay. Uh, what was I saying? Um, yeah. So like the not caring thing to me is like I feel like the people who care the most say they care the least. I think that most things lie on this spectrum where the people extreme ends, like it's not like a line where it's like this side is over here and this side is over here. It's more like a circle where like the people who are the two most opposed are actually the most alike. Like 12 o'clock is a lot like 6 o'clock in the same way that 9 o'clock is like 3 o'clock, where it's like the people who are the furthest apart are actually the closest together. Like it's very weird to say. I'll be back later. Later, Harrison. Um,
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like if you feel the need to tell people that you don't care what people think, I think it's because you care the most about what people think. So to me, even saying that I don't care is like a half truth. Like I'm always cognizant of people. Like I don't want to be that. I feel like I care a lot about what people think. I don't necessarily care as like, oh, like yes, my actions do, but again, this is where we come back to intention. Like for me, my intentions and like what I'm doing in general is like I know I'm not trying to hurt anybody or going to hurt anybody. And if I do by happenstance, then I will just say, sorry, I didn't mean to. And then I will adjust accordingly. But like for me, it's like, yeah, I can't say I don't care about I care about people's feelings. Like I try my best to not mess with people because I know like for me there was a scene in the show called Community, great show, and it's very very slept on. There's a scene where the weird character, like one of the weirder characters, they're all weird, but his name's Abed and he's got kind of like Aspergery, like social disorder tendencies, and he's like very robotic in the way he interacts with people. They go this whole episode trying to change him to get him like a girlfriend. And then at the end of the episode, it's revealed that he's very good with women and he can actually get a girl whenever he wants because he's chilled and he explains why. And then they're like, then why did you let us like try to change you and all that stuff? And he said this line that was like, when you know who you are, you don't have a problem changing for other people. Like it doesn't. it doesn't hurt. It doesn't affect you. It's not like, oh, what will it mean? What is my identity if I let go of this part? It's like it's not. It's like when you know what your core is, it's fine. And that's kind of how I operate. Is like at my core, I'm fine to adjust on a case by case basis because I know at the end of the day I'm gonna come home to me, and I know that I'll be me, and I can find happiness wherever. Like, and if for some reason it starts to encroach too much, then yeah, I'll just remove myself from the people that are putting me in that box. Go ahead.
That's so funny. That makes that's so trippy, man. That makes a lot of sense. When you know who you are, you don't mind changing for other people. Like I don't. I'm working on. Okay, all right.
Okay.
You set the scene. I'm
Take your time.
I'm working on still caring what people feel, but not caring what people think.
Okay.
I think there's a distinction there. That, like, if you care about how people feel, then you're taking the emotional situations and you're not out there to hurt anybody. But when you care about what people think, there's something different there. I don't have words for it yet, but
Yeah.
in terms of what you said about Abed, yeah, that's actually one of the things I've been working on, like finding who I am and this core. I think I told you this. I listened to this YouTube video about caring what people think and not caring what people think. And the guy basically said you should write down your not your manifesto, but your
You should write out how your last days, how you want to end it.
Learn how to make pipe bombs and make your own.
And then just say all the thoughts you think that other people are thinking of you.
But he said write down your not your beliefs, but what you stand for as a person. So I'm still working that out, but I've been trying to figure out, like, okay, if you go to day by day with your own standards in mind and you follow those standards, it's not going to matter what other people think because you're following the standards you've set up for yourself. And if those standards are, obviously, if you're like Ted Bundy, you probably should change up those standards a little bit.
Right.
But if you're any reasonable person could set up, like, hey man, be honest with people, or have fun, be positive, things like that.
Right.
When you do that, so if I'm like, I don't know, if one of my standards for myself is be honest with people.
Okay.
And my intention is to be honest, not to hurt anybody, but to be honest.
Right.
If I am honest about something and I hurt someone's feelings, I would, versus someone disagrees with me on an intellectual, there's something different there. You know what I mean? And I'm still working it out. I'm sure you can see that I don't have this thought fully formed, but there's something.
Okay, I'm trying to understand, so I'm going to regurgitate it until I understand it. So
Okay.
What you're saying is you try to stick to a set of values, and like let's say honesty, and your intention is to just be honest, and if that hurts somebody, like you'll take into consideration their feelings.
Yes.
And like maybe wording it better so that it doesn't hurt them, but you're not going to change the core of the honesty part of you.
Yes. And then if someone disagrees with me about what I'm saying, if they don't like what okay, so it's the caring about what people feel about you versus what they think about you. If they think you are a bad person for your beliefs, it is what it is.
Right.
And I think that's the difference. It's like if someone thinks I'm a bad person because of my beliefs, there's not much I can do about that. But if my beliefs have hurt someone's feelings, I should take that into consideration in some way without changing my core. And there's this weird balance you got to find with it. And I don't think comics find it. You meet comics who are like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says or thinks. I'm gonna upset people. I've met comics that are like, I've shit you not. They have told me, like, when I go on stage, my intent is to upset the audience. And I'm like, what are you, this?
Yeah. No, and that's the thing is I hear that and I get it. I get it on one level. So there's like like you said, there's several different parts of your personality, and depending on which version of yourself you're using, which I also is one of the biggest overlooked things about people is that everybody says the overarching is like, be yourself, but it's like there's like 10 different yous at
Yeah.
every given moment, depending on who you're acting with what environment you're in. Like so many different versions of yourself. So it's like which you, but like every you is equally you. Anywho, those people, the people who decide that like I'm gonna go up there and purposely upset, to me, that's a defense. To me, much like I said about the other sides of the thing, the people that care the most are the ones that either are like, no, I care a lot about what people think, or I don't care at all about what people think. And I think if you think you don't care about what people think by trying to upset them, like, I don't care what people think, so I'm going to try to upset you. That just tells me that you do care what people think because you want to upset them. You're
Right.
trying to elicit a bad response. And I think you're doing it on purpose because you're afraid of being vulnerable. Like it's a defense mechanism. Like
We're
you're like,
Zero.
yeah,
We're so
it's,
cute.
huh?
We're so cute.
Yeah, isn't it adorable? All right,
Yeah.
of things. And it's like,
Um,
again, it's like you would, I know that, or at least I feel I know. Again, I'm freaking 26 going on 27. There's still a lot to be learned. But to me, in human patterns that I have seen and psychology of how people works, people rarely, like, from a core place, like a genuine, when you go down the rabbit hole. And to be fair, this is the optimist, naive in me. But like, I
I
think
want to
rarely, if you go down that rabbit hole, does it stop at, I just want to hurt people. Unless you're a psycho, there are very clear definitions of like, even like, and even there you can make hard arguments because mental instability is like not something you can really fight. But like when you go down the rabbit hole of somebody who's like, I'm here to upset people, it's like, why are you trying to upset people? You know, because it's funny for me to upset people. It's like, why you get joy out of making other people upset? Like, and
Yeah.
it's, you keep going down the rabbit hole, and it's like, I don't, like, at a certain point they hit I don't know, and then you start to hit on like, oh well, it's probably because if you were to try it the other way, the fear is that they would give you the boo. If you get the boo but you cause the boo, like, you know why they're getting booed, and you're like, well, it's because I did this. If I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't get booed, but I'm purposely doing that, and I hope to like not get the boo. But like, if I get the boo, then like it's because I caused it. So it's like it's not on me. There's also a
Right.
part of it that, to be fair, I have to acknowledge the other elephant in the room that is comedy, where some people, that's just their process for like, I like turning it around. Like, there are people who like to take somebody on a roller coaster, which is more than admirable. Like, sometimes you gotta knock somebody down to pull them back up to knock them down. It's a very like, I'm trying to think of a positive way to put it, but the
I,
best thing. Oh, go
I,
ahead.
I can put it because I try to do that. I understand agitating an audience or eliciting a negative feeling with the understanding that this is meant to be entertaining. There's a different, like when I was watching, dude, have you watched Waco?
Waco. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I have.
It's on Netflix. It's about the Waco, Texas shooting.
Oh, yeah, that new one. No, I haven't, but I saw the trailer for it autoplay because they're pushing it pretty hard.
Yo, episode 3, when shit hits the fan, is visceral. Like, it was making me upset. It was making me support a cult in a way I've never supported cults before. And I was like,
Huh,
just leave them alone, guys. They just, god damn, this is crazy.
interesting.
Yeah, but it was entertaining. It was engaging. There's a difference between upsetting me in that way and coming up to me and being like, hey, I hope you fucking kill yourself.
Right.
There's this type of,
Right. But like, see, and this is where we split off. But before I mention this split off, I would like to talk about that. That like, I think there's something so interesting. I feel like movies, and this is gonna get really meta. I feel like movies, books, media in general should have taught people a very basic lesson that is one of the lessons that I like, one of my universal, one of my God lessons, is that everybody is a hero to their own story.
yeah.
And if you flip any narrative, like, you could take any narrative and
Mm.
make it into that person's a good person. Somebody, it would be very difficult in today's modern age, but somebody could take the story of Hitler and make you empathize with Hitler. They could do that. They could absolutely make a movie or a TV show that make you understand why Hitler is the way he is, why he thinks that's the solution, how there are certain benefits to the solution, much in the way that Thanos is like, Thanos isn't wrong. It's like you can find a way to spin that stuff. Like, it doesn't mean that they are right. It just means that, like, it's a chance to step back and look at your own biases and understand that, like, everyone's that.
Right. My instinct. So when you say that about Hitler thing, I don't think your instinct is, okay, I want to make that movie. My instinct is, oh, I want to make that movie. I want to see if I can make.
Yeah, it's kind of a challenge. It's a challenge.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I think if I were to put what my new philosophy is in a word or a sentence, I think I know what it is, and that is, it is what it is. I said it is.
That's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want my philosophy to be like, I know who I am, I know what I stand for, I know what my goal is. I know I'm not trying to hurt anybody. And I know I'm not trying to upset anybody. Well, I'm trying a little bit. It's fun to upset.
I'm like, I listen to your other podcasts. That's not even a little true.
Yeah. But like, it's I'm fucking around. Like, people don't understand.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right.
I'm just fucking around. I'm joking. I'm being contrarian because it's boring. If we're this podcast works not only because we are in sync in a lot of ways, but because we are different. If I was, you're right, Zero, and you were like, you're right, Aaron, it would be boring.
Right. Yeah, and it's very fair. That's a very fair point, that conflict does breed entertainment. Like a movie or a show or anything without conflict does become like, okay, so we're just watching two pals get along. Like, oh, now we're going to get those views. Yo, call the ladies. Now we got, it's getting hot in here. But yeah.
You know, when summer hits, you're always going to see me shirtless. So just,
okay. Well, hey, listen. Hey, whatever gets the views up, buddy, I'm going to use it to our benefit. And we're going to sell you out like the object you are.
Can you put you can control the clip, right? The visual when people look it up. You know what I'm saying? The thumbnail?
Yeah, the thumbnail. Yeah.
Okay, can we make the thumbnail as needlessly Abercrombie and Fitch as possible?
Oh yeah.
Right. Hold on, let's see if I can.
Well, it would probably be helpful if you just I'll just do this. All right, so we'll use that.
I'm so sweaty. So sweaty. All right, I'm sorry, man.
You can't tell over the camera. Anywho, whoever pops in on this podcast at this point is going to be like, so Aaron and Zero are doing weird stuff over there. It's getting real weird. He just started showing off and Zero's making faces at him. We're talking about people's care. And again, it's like that, like, it's like, how do you feel about nudity?
I don't give a shit.
See, that's where I do. I definitely care. Like, I'm fine shirtless because I'm a dude in, like, society. But, like, yeah, being naked, nah. Like, even if I had an acting role, I need a double. Like, I'm not doing it.
For yourself or for other people?
Weirdly, both. Because I know me, and even though I say that, if I was naked, if you forced me to be naked, after, like, 3 minutes, I'd be like, well, sorry, everybody. Like, I can't only be... It's like my brain quick adjusts, like the human nature in me that is, we all adapt to whatever situation. My brain goes, this is the worst! And then it can only be that for like 30 seconds. And then it's like, well, this is what it is. And then you just are. But like, also... Oh, go ahead.
No, man, I wish we were in person because there's that little bit of lag and it's hard to like time shit. Yeah. But...
yeah. Different places. Delays.
When all of this ends, are you down to do these in person?
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool.
It's going to be a little harder with scheduling when stuff starts picking up, but, you know, we'll find a way.
But
we'll probably just do, like, mass versions, like, back-to-back, like a good couple of hour sessions.
That would be smart. But when it comes to my own new, like, when it comes to my, okay, this is going to be sad.
Okay. All right, everybody, it's time for another Chase Sad Story. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Get out your safety vest. Today, we're going in the ocean. All right.
So, when I was younger, I used to be proud of, okay. Of all of the things I am comfortable with within myself, it is my penis. And
Oh,
that is, I know,
interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Why?
that is because it is
A lot of positive reinforcement.
enough. The only time I've ever gotten positive reinforcement, I shit you not, one of the within my life inconsistency,
Okay.
the only positive, consistent positive reinforcement was he has a nice penis. That was fuck
Okay.
my
Then-
feelings, my opinions, my everything. But that,
okay. You want to go darker, like in a weird way?
yeah,
Would you consider yourself a person who really enjoys sex,
yes,
like to an addictive degree?
yeah,
Do you think it's because it's one of the only places you get positive reinforcement?
yes.
Okay.
I'll add some context to it.
Okay.
I think that it's. I don't think it is as black and. Also, thank you. A comment was, "Cool dick, bro." Thank you. Appreciate it.
You want to see it? Let's get those views. Be real. Whip it
I,
at on it. We'd
I've
get
been,
in trouble on IG. Go ahead.
I've been told it's pretty. That's what I've been told.
Pretty? I've
Yeah.
never even thought to think of my junk that way.
To be fair, I put mascara on. I do a whole thing.
Ah, okay.
Lipstick around the
Yeah, your
whole.
feet. Yeah, got it.
But no, but I think it's a mixture of things. I think part of it is I think I am naturally a very sexual person. I think I always was. I think I was just going to be that no matter what.
Fair.
And then church or my youth group, because they were like pulling back on it so much, when that they were finally able to like let go, I fucking went
Right.
fuck.
Makes
And
sense.
and then in those times, that was the only thing people were or people women were. That was the only time that women or people, whatever, people were
Going
positive,
back and forth.
yeah, whatever. People were positive about that. And that was always pretty consistent. Granted, if we ever become successful and this gets dug up later, I'm sure there's going to be like a bunch of girls that are like, you know what?
It wasn't that great anyway. He was trash.
Yeah, you got to swing the
Exactly.
fence. But I think that's probably part of it.
Okay.
And I'm working on that not being the only thing I find of value with myself.
That's good.
I think I could have either been a stand-up comedian or a porn star. Those were the only options.
Ah, fair.
But
That's very fair.
yeah, but yeah, I'm just trying to work on it is what it is.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm the not the opposite way, but I guess the opposite way because you're learning that. I feel like I'm at it is what it is, but I'm at the like. There's a saying that I heard in all my pickup self-help stuff, and he said it very concisely, and it is, "You are perfect, becoming more perfect." So like it is what it is, but you can work on yourself and make yourself better. And even though it doesn't make sense logically, if you think about it too much, it doesn't make sense because you're like a 10 trying to become a 10. But it's if you understand it, if you get it, you get it. And it's
Yeah,
like you're all it's self-acceptance and self-improvement. It's like
I,
you're good, but also there are things to be worked on. Understand that that's fine wherever you're at, but you could be better.
I get what you're saying. I learned that in a really extreme way from doing ACMM.
Hmm.
Like I was able to look back and see I had definitive like timestamp of who I was at a particular moment. And in that moment, I was like, all right, I'm who I am. I'm at a 10. And
Yeah.
then however many months later, I look back and I'm like, who the fuck was this idiot? And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure to think about this. It's a weird, constant evolution.
Yeah, growth is crazy in that way that you're always who you are, but you're always getting you're always changing. I won't even say getting smarter. You're always changing and then looking back at your past like again, you happen upon a high school video or photo or any college video or photo and it's like a totally different character to the point where you are like if I could time travel, I talk to other me and I would tell them this and that as if they would first of all take that advice or it would change them in any way. Like I think that's also a big part of it. I feel like if I went back and talked to me, I would adjust about that much. But
Yeah.
overall, like you're who you are, and so you're gonna be what it is. So this is gonna be complete side tangent. This is a totally. I'm gonna section them off into like this is where we're talking for us, and this one is also just interesting, funny stuff.
Okay.
Real talk. Since we went down the avenue of getting compliments for your junk, are you willing? What are you? What you rocking?
Oh, 8 inches.
8. Wow, good
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank
I'm
you.
5'5".
I went to the past and told my dad to F/MA. What?
My baby's mama.
Wait. I went to the past and told my dad, is that fuck? Is that what that means? F/MA?
That's what I figured. No, father/mama, baby's mom, baby mom.
Sean, can you elaborate on this potential joke? Right. I don't know what this is. And inches. Yeah, 8 inches. So it's like big, but it teeters on that, like, is this too much? Too much?
Mm.
And I've learned over my sexual promiscuity, I've learned how to make it not bigger, but I've learned how to.
It's not enough. It's not enough. 8 inches is not enough. I have to be the hugest.
Yeah, but not that. But I've learned techniques to, like, make it go in even further.
Huh.
And I'll show you later when we can be hanging out.
Yeah, cool, totally. Yeah, on the side, completely. But that's the picture, yeah.
But that's this is gonna. It's weird, man. Okay, first off, I'm gonna acknowledge a thing.
Okay.
Then I'm going to move. It's a thing I'm practicing. Just bear with me.
All right. Everybody buckle up.
I realize that this is going to sound cocky or, hey, this is going to sound cocky or egotistical. And I realize that me working on not caring what people think, that defeats the purpose by me prefacing in that way. And I know that I'm not being cocky and egotistical.
Okay.
Baby steps.
Okay.
Dick over game over 9,000. Thank you.
I think the over in between the D word and game. I think it was just supposed to be D word game over 9,000.
Gotcha. Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Dude, if my hair could, like.
Oh, no. You got him talking about Dragon Ball Z.
No.
Yes, start.
But okay, so all that prefacing aside,
okay.
I when I look in the mirror, I do not see. Can you put your long rocket in the mic stand? It wouldn't actually.
I feel like it's weirder that you called it a long rocket. Like you ever see that? Like, as a person who does it myself, because I don't use the word, it's almost weirder when you go out of your way to find another word for the D word. You're like, your wiener, your ding-doo, you know? Like,
you say a ding-doo?
Listen, I'm just making them up as they come to me.
That's like a sex Pokemon. The ding-doo.
That's how I feel about the phrase "that'll do."
Right, but okay, so I'm aware on paper and objectively I am physically attractive.
Okay.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
And I think that if I'm to I've been working on my positives. I've been working on standpoint.
Well, that's good. Everybody let Aaron have this. Nobody be mean to Aaron.
Give me this. That Super Saiyan didgeridoo. I like that one. The Super Saiyan didgeridoo. That's sick, man. I like it. But the positives. Okay.
All right.
I think if I was given as much positive reinforcement as I wanted, I would have been my ego would have been through the goddamn roof. I would have been a piece of shit, probably. And yeah, and I think that through people giving me shit about what I was saying and thinking, to the point where it didn't matter the way I looked, really. It made me realize how important your thoughts and your philosophies are relative to beauty. Beauty is skin deep. This sounds so cliche, but it's gonna devolve. I'm not gonna look the way I look right now in the future, but my philosophies and my thoughts are going to hold strong until the future happens and no one gives a fuck about my philosophies and thoughts anymore.
Until the sun explodes.
Yeah, whatever. And so I think I put more I could give a fuck what? I be naked all the time too in front of if my moms.
He always loses me at the point where he starts trying to use mom or
Yeah,
ma or father. Like I was about it. I was like, okay, you be naked all the time too, in
if,
front of
if my.
in front of my mom. Is that what it's supposed to be? In front of my
I'm
mom?
not
I
sure,
be naked all the two in front of my mom's. I assume that's what it was supposed to be.
but either
I
way,
like a good riddle comment.
I I just don't value the way. I don't get me wrong. I appreciate what I have in my health and the body type that I have, all that, but it's not as important to me
Right. Right.
as all the other shit. And I'm
Yeah.
sure if I got into like a horrible car accident and
Yeah.
shit wrong, I would be miserable and I'd be very upset. And look
Yeah.
back at the video in anger. As of right now, it's living in the moment, zero. First
Yeah.
person. I'm,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I speak Dino Raptor.
I don't even know what that is. Just every time I like
You
you
got
got
nipples.
we all do. I hope. I think we don't
Alien.
use ours, but like we have them.
Physically, how do you feel about yourself?
Oh, I think I'm a 10. The problem is I have to okay. So here's my dilemma.
Okay.
I'm a 10 who doesn't try, so I come across like an 8. And so like I on my daily I walk around like I get it. Everybody sees that I'm an 8. But
Okay.
then the world has treated me like I'm a 7. And I'm like, you guys just don't see it. Like, I have to acknowledge that that's their reality, that they don't see that I'm amazing because they don't know me. Like you, again, if I separated all of my things, like I completely stepped outside of myself and looked at just my body outside of me, I get where other people would say I'm a 7. The problem is I'm me and I know how dope I am. And I know that it doesn't matter how I look for real, for real. Like
Hmm.
I'm fine. There again, I'm not a hideous monster, so I pass that line. And at that point, it's all personality, and my personality, Shawty, is a 10. I understand that reference, but like everything is personality at that point, and I know my personality is sick, and just that the people who don't see that I'm a 10 haven't talked to me long enough. They haven't been given the chance to see that I'm a 10, and it's because my front game is kind of. And so, like, to get to the point where you would see what I am for real, it's kind of tough. So it's like I understand it.
How do you talk to girls? You said your front game is in?
Yeah. So my front game is very nice. So I start strong. It's like I booster rocket really high, and then like because I used all my energy, if I didn't get through the stratosphere in that first booster rocket, then like I'm gonna come back and it's gonna crash. But
Right.
like if I get into the stratosphere, then I'm in a sweet spot and then I feel good. That's a very overall metaphor for my thing. But to explain it straight up, have they smelt your feet yet? I mean, some have, but only in very specific situations. Not
I'm
on
listening.
purpose. I'm not forcing my feet in. It's like just if you they have to have, not on purpose. It's like your socks come off when you're doing stuff. Like your shoes and your socks come off,
Yeah,
and then
anybody
at
that leaves
some
their
point you
socks,
move around. Huh?
anyone that leaves their socks on during sex is a sociopath. They're a
Yeah,
murderer.
that's a weird thing to do. So
That's weird.
I guess I freaking guess, but that's not to say
You
my
can't
feet
get
smell
traction.
good. Their feet.
If you're on silk and you have socks, you can't get traction. It's a whole thing.
Still, see, he's having high tier sexual experience. I'm on like back car leather, if that. But
The shit I gotta do, the stuff that it's a whole other anyway.
okay. Again, it's a full other podcast just about Aaron's sex life. But
Yeah.
right now we're talking about me, my game. To give it more context as opposed to like an overarching metaphor. Essentially, I go up, hi, I think you're very beautiful. My name's Zero. What's your name? If the girl isn't immediately clicking with me, I think I have about a 2-minute window to turn it around into being clicking with me. Once it's in clicking with me mode, I'm golden. Like, and then the only thing becomes like external stuff. So it's like, is she with her friends? Is she with her family? How far is away her house? How far is away my house? Well, how's she getting there? Is she going by Uber? Is she at a party? Like, what is the things physically stopping me from getting her? those are the things that become my problem if I'm in a good sweet spot. But sometimes I don't even get that high. Sometimes I go with the hey beautiful, and then they're like, oh okay, and I'm like, how's your night going? It's going all right. And I'm like, okay, what brought you here? And like, I'm here just chilling. I'm having fun. It's having a good time. And like, yeah, nothing really. And it's just like they're not giving back. There's no vibing. There's no vibing happening. And at that point, I just feel myself. The longer I'm in it, the more I'm being that weirdo who's just kind of still here. And so then I try to quickly go, all right, it was nice meeting you. And then I bounce. And then sometimes, again, this is super hyper. We're getting into game talk now, which is my bread and butter. And I really love the stuff. That's why I love the club so much. But like, there's a super funny, interesting thing called people don't know you. And so when you meet them, first impressions are important, but not as important as being okay with yourself. The thing that's the most attractive over everything that I've seen is doing you so hard that people can't help but be magnetically attracted to it. Because everybody wants to be free. Everybody wants to not deal with the social pressures that are always on them, whether it be from friends, from family, just environments with other people, society. All of that stuff is pushing down on you. That when you see somebody having fun without those pressures, you're just kind of like, hey, I want some of that. Like,
Right.
and so people will come. That's why when I dance, people will come, even though I'm dancing like okay. Like I think I'm an okay dancer. Just the fact that I'm doing it and I like am just chilling, people will come out of their way and be like, "Hey, can I dance with you? Hey, I'm here. Like, hey, we're doing it now. Hey, like
A lot of
just trying to
shoulder
get
movement.
into that. Yeah, just like trying to get in on that energy, which I understand and I respect. It's like I become what alcohol is in that moment, what drugs are in that moment. It's a freedom from the stuff that's going on in here. A lot of people are trapped in here. And to see somebody get out of there, you kind of want to be next to that so you can get out of here. It's like,
Right.
oh, he doesn't care. Nobody's killing him right now. It must be okay to be a little bit like that. I'm not going to go all the way there, obviously, because I do care about my social standing. But like at the same time, I will test the theory. But again, sometimes that's when I'm in a good place. Like and sometimes I'm really just not there and I try to make it work, but it doesn't. Other times it does. And again, the times that it does is way more rare. I do not want anyone leave. This is my preface. I don't want anyone leaving here thinking that I kill it with women. Like I do okay now. Like when the dominoes fall in line with me, they fall in line with me. But more times than not, I go up. I'm a pretty okay guy. And then I go, all right, it was nice talking to you. I might get an Instagram. I might get a phone number, but then it kind of pitters out. And that's where I fall with women as of right now. A lot of people are trapped in the closet. True. That is what the comment said.
I don't think I told you this.
Maybe. It's probably I don't know.
I'm making build up. This is the
Okay.
roller coaster
All
up until
right.
I think I told you this. I don't know. I think I'm polyamorous.
No, you didn't tell me that, but I got that vibe. Everything about what you say on stage, everything about what you explained your like hints at your sex life has been, everything you say, how you speak on liking women, which is very rarely here and there. But the couple of things I've pieced together that I don't think you do the greatest in monogamy. And I don't think it's because you couldn't do monogamy. I think it's very much in you in there, but I don't think you want to do monogamy. And that's fine. And I think you want to do something that's more free. That's more like, yeah, I like you and I also like her and I like her and I like her.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm still working it out. I'm still working it out in myself. And
Sean doesn't say, oh, you think?
uh, I'm trying to figure that out. Well, first off, I'm not looking for another relationship for a very long time, so I don't think I'm going to be able to really explore this idea until I'm wherever I'm at. But I get annoyed. Okay, all right, time to prep. Time to do my thing.
All right. He's learning the art of prefacing people.
Yes, I'm going to prep.
I'm usually, yeah, that's pretty much how I usually go about it, is I preface the quick sum up version. That's why my messages to you are so long. I preface at the beginning, I say the chunk, and then I also post like let me hit on the points that I might have missed.
Sean says he'd do well in that midsummer cult. Okay. I would say yes, I would, except everyone there is white and creepy, and I think I would stand out too much in the orgy. You know what I mean?
I never saw Midsummer.
Oh, you should. It's very good. It's weird, but it's very good. Okay. Prefacing.
Okay.
That my sexuality and my growth and all the stuff that I'm into and what I want to do with my life is my life, nobody else's. So people's feelings and thoughts on my life and my decisions are their feelings and thoughts, not mine. And I do not have to take them and internalize them. I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Yeah, whatever pats on the backs you need, buddy.
Pat my dick. All right. So with that in mind, I would try to explain this to people. They would be like, I would have people say like, oh, you should go into a chat room for that and like figure that out. And so you making a face.
Just in the way of like, you should go into a chat room. Do they mean like to the specific sites that kind of cater to? It's like a dating site, but it's specifically for that.
Yeah, that type of stuff, and just talk to people in that community to try to understand yourself.
Okay, got it.
When I tried to do that, the hellfire that got rained upon me, man. Like, yeah, you go into an AIM chat room. I don't think I'm doing it with the right inflection. Chat rooms are the best forms of therapy, not for me. So
maybe you should wait this story because I feel like even at this point, I feel like that's not right because he said I went in there and then fire got rained on me. What kind of therapy?
I basically said what I wanted, and right at this point, what I think I want, what I think would be a good relationship with me would be like me and 2 to 3 other women in a relationship. And I know that that's strange. I know that people are going to relate that to Tiger King immediately. That's not what I'm looking for. Have you seen Tiger King?
I've seen parts, but I haven't finished. I know.
Whole other thing. Either way, in my head, that is what seems to make sense to me, and I'm still working it out. I don't know. We'll see. But I said that in a chat room, and everyone, you sexist.
Wait, was it a chat room? It was a chat room for a polyamory.
Yeah, and I prefaced. I said something like, "Hey, you know." This is where my headspace is at. This seems to be what I want. And it was just attack after attack. And people were telling me I was a piece of shit. And that like,
what was their idea? Like what was their version of justifying I figure if you're in that means you're in a poly relationship. I can't imagine that's every single one of them is in an all man poly relationship.
They were saying I was sexist or selfish because I said I didn't want the girls to go out and venture and do other stuff. So, but for me, it's like if I'm if we're friends with benefits, do what you want to do, be safe, be honest with me, and we're cool. Right. If I want to create a committed relationship like that, then no, obviously I wouldn't. That's how that's in my head what I would want. Okay. Was this on 4chan? No, I can't remember. It was some plugin site. I can't remember it. But they just like they wanted to fuck the tigers, but then they found out you wanted to, so they got mad. Sean's killing it in this chat.
I don't know if you feel these pauses after we read out loud the thing you said, but it's killing in the chat.
Yes.
The best part about it is it's just us reading it because when this plays back, the chat doesn't show up. So it's just weird moments where we read a weird thing and then pause and then go, okay. So go ahead.
But I just like that frustrated me that I was. This is the thing that I keep running into where I have good intent. People don't believe me. I could be a dick. I get it. But like for the most part, I think I have good intentions when I enter in a situation. Yeah. And I don't know what it is about me. Like, because we're really similar. And I think you would also have good intentions. You go and you say, you feel there's something about me that people, I don't know, man.
Yeah, because that's the thing is I think it's, and do you understand why they did that? Yeah.
Why they attacked me?
Yeah.
Because what they thought about me?
Yeah. What they thought you were doing and why it came up, why to them you came across as a sexist.
No, I don't. I want to hear your opinion.
Okay. The reason you came across as a sexist is to them, it's exactly what you explained to me. To them, what you were saying is, I wanna be able to do what I want and cut off all of the women that I date. So like I want the three girls that are with me to only be with me, but I get to have three girls. I get to do whatever. So to them, it was like you were saying, like, I'm just super jealous. Like I'm a pizza S word that like I want to have sex and be non-committed, but I want girls to be committed to me. I don't expect relationships to be a two-way street between each of us, and they're not looking at it like how a Mormon or like a basic polygamous relationship. As far as I understand, I don't know nothing about that world, but from what I've seen it where like it is one guy and three girls, but all the girls are fine with it, and they've decided to be a part of that, and the guy doesn't venture outside of the three. So it's like
Right.
the three girls are his thing, but they are the three girls. As opposed to one, it would just be three girls who you're committed to.
Yes, and I want to add a little more gray to it as well. And that is that it wouldn't be Mormon in the sense that I'm like these are separate things. This is a group mentality. So it would probably be with women that are bisexual, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
where
see that's what my brain immediately went to, is that like it's a relationship between four people, not one guy and three girls.
yes, that's the words. Those are words that you just said.
Yeah. It's like to me it's like and I get, so that's the problem, is they heard it as a take thing where like it's not a two-way street. But what you're saying is it's a two-way street between every single one of the girls, because I'm equally one of their three in the same way that they're one of my three. Like
Right.
each one of them would be equally together too, if
And
that's what they want. It's also like case by case. Like there are just people who are fine, like in a regular like in a regular not even regular, in a polyamorous relationship. As far as I understand it, I've seen multiple. Now, to be fair, these are like TLC videos, so some of them could be fake and also are very much for the views. But it's like,
I used to have 8 girlfriends, but it turned she was just a bug spider.
I think he meant to say it turned out she was just a big spider.
I don't think English is his
There
first.
it goes. There it goes.
Big spider, big spider.
Figured it out. It's just, I think it's speed. I think it's speed trying to get the joke out, because his timing and our timing, like how you're delayed to me, they're
Yeah.
delayed even more. So by the time they get the joke out, it's kind of off, is from what I understand. Back to what I was saying about polyamory. There are several situations in a polyamorous where the girls just decide that I like this dude, and I'm fine with the jealousy that comes with this dude. Like I'm in a one-on-one with him, he's in a one-on-one with her, and he's in a one-on-one with her. From that girl's perspective, she's fine with that. There's a girl that's fine with that. There's equally a girl that's like, I'm in a relationship with these two, and the third one I don't really mess with, but we're cool. Like I understand the deal. That's the thing. As much as I don't get it, I don't understand it in the way that like you have to transcend jealousy for me. I couldn't do it. That's
Yeah.
just where I'm at with it. But like I get I understand that at the end of the day, everyone's an adult. Like that's why I've never gotten down with the whole like dudes tricking girls thing. Like we're manipulating women like into sleeping with us. Or like there's some that are.
There's a
There's
difference.
some that are.
There's a difference between seducing someone and lying to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh, his phone overheated and died. Wow. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it back in the next 7 minutes. So I might have to I'm gonna try to ride it out. If we get to 58, then I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a salute right here. This is just for the podcast itself. I'm gonna say that was an episode of A to Z. His phone died. So see us next time. whenever we decide to do another one of these. Again, we haven't gotten down to a specific schedule yet, and this might actually roll over into a second episode, but we'll see. So, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we should find like an outro, like a thing, like a dun 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 A to Z. All right. Later.